share your screen with us on Hot Button today. And on today's edition of Hot Button, we shall be discussing on social media, harmful and helpful among youths in our society. I am Tayo Adeleke, and joining me on the program today,
Adeleke
and
Adeleke Joseph.
Thank you for coming on the program. Websites and application that enables users to create and share content to the global world is social media that brings the world down to your doorstep. That's social media. Well, to Joseph, when it comes to social media, when you're hearing of Twitter, Instagram, and others, what comes to your mind?
Hearing social media, there are a lot of things that comes to mind.
Okay.
But I think social media is a part of an emerging movement,
okay,
which is globalization. I think globalization as a trend necessitates the development of social media as we have come to know it today.
Okay.
Because what globalization does is to intensify communication through eroding boundaries.
Oh.
Simply put, globalization helps us to fasten how we communicate, which is as a result of technological innovations.
Yes.
So this brings about the necessitation of social media innovation. So hearing social media, what comes to mind is how can we better communicate? So the indicators of social media, which are Instagram, are platforms through which we can interact and communicate and do other stuff. But the central idea is how can we better connect? How can we better share information?
So,
and stuff like that.
To you, social media is a means of communicating in a better way.
In a faster way.
Faster way.
Yes.
And to Mary, when it comes to social media platform, what comes to your mind when you hear that?
I think for me, social media is a platform that has been created for positive impact, especially as a youth and especially as a female. You have lots of content out there, lots of platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and other social media, even YouTube. YouTube is a video sharing platform, right? So it's quite, let's say, platforms that has been provided for you to impact you positively. You can go there, you can find amazing content. For example, I don't say I'm an aspiring content creator, right?
Okay.
But let's say most of the things that I know, I learned them from social media. And let me just give a brief story of myself. I used to be an introvert. I used to be someone who can't even face you or look at you like this. So I had to learn that, and social media actually helped me. And also, secondly, let me just say that social media also, what comes to my mind, it's an avenue, it's a platform where you can connect with lots of people, regardless of your location, regardless of where you are or where you guys are connecting from. You can connect from people from Canada, you can be in Nigeria, you can even be in an interview right here in Nigeria, and maybe the organizers are in Turkey or in other countries. And also, you know, there are lots of platforms like LinkedIn for me, because I think I'm a more serious kind of person. So LinkedIn, it's a platform, a great platform, an amazing one, where you can connect with lots of people, you can learn, you can see people that maybe they've, for example, as a content creator, I have people that actually look up to, like Tayo, I know, like Fisayo Fosudo, like Mr. Who is the Boss. Those are people that I try to look for on social media.
So Joseph, what has your experience been on social media?
My experience on social media has been one that is fascinating.
Okay.
I love to do research.
Wow.
So social media, among many other benefits, I've capitalized on using social media to get let's say, first-hand information, information that is yet to be officially published. And then social media, using YouTube as an example, will teach me things that ordinarily going to classroom I wouldn't learn. And then social media has helped me, let me say, build ideas. Yeah, you see people sharing different ideas and you key into it and explore. Apart from that, social media is a platform where I use to entertain myself. It's a platform where, you see a lot of comics on YouTube to relieve stress and all that.
So aside from learning, it has helped in entertaining yourself as well, like to relieve you of stress.
Yes.
That's lovely. And to Mary, if I may ask, what has your experience been on social media?
For me, it has been enlightening. I think I agree with him. Social media, it's a platform where you can actually draw from the entertainment angle, because I also love comedy a lot. So it's a platform where you have lots of them. And then the enlightening part is where, like I said, I'm a studious person. I'm a serious person, not like a serious person like that, but I'm a studious person. So I really want to always get to learn. And social media has been very, very helpful with that. For example, YouTube is a free university. Like, you don't have to pay that. So for me, it's a place where I go to learn, see from people, watch people. It depends on the kind of area of interest I really want to go into. And also social media too it has been helpful in connecting with people.
Okay, it has been helpful in connecting with people, and Joseph said it has been able help him to learn, and also sees as a comic relief place to ease you from stress. And moving on, at this age and time, the way youths actually focus on social media, would you say it has been helpful or distractive? Your view on that, Joseph?
Let's say over 60% of the entire population are actively engaging in social media. So whatever that affects one person, shared on social media, will be broadcasted worldwide.
Yes.
Which in turn is a benefit. However, there are side effects, or let me say there are disadvantages to social media, which I would like to contextualize. The disadvantages of social media are limited to, let's say, teenagers.
So are you saying disadvantages are for teenagers, not for youth?
Limited. By limited, I mean an adult understand what social media is. You can either allow social media to, take the best of your time. You have control over that. But a teenager who is still in, let me say, development stage, not fully matured and all that, is wired to stay glued to social media. When we were young, we were not opportune to make use of social media. So we stay focused on stuff like doing assignments. Even if you want to play, you are playing with your prayer groups around, doing things that are, let's say, to some extent meaningful, even when you are still playing around. But presently, teenagers are fond of staying glued to social media, exposing them to contents that are basically meant for adults. And also, teenagers are exposed to peer pressure on social media. You see stuff that you would be pressurized to engage in, which is not really good for you. And also, on the other hand,
Okay.
There are also, advantages of social media. For example, social media has been a form of, it has been a platform for social mobilization. You can easily upload a scenario here, let's say, that is not civil friendly. And then people will begin to mobilize themselves against the appropriate apparatus that is meant to, take care of such situations. So people are no longer gathering physically to, to do stuffs. Social media has helped people to mobilize, to, engage in civil mobilization. Also, hardly will you see a business now that does not have
a social media handle,
a policy for online presence. So social media has also been an inescapable relevance for businesses.
Okay, and May, do you have any other opinion on that? Helpful or destructive?
Yes, to add to the destructive part of social media, I think social media has its they are numerous if I start to count them, from cyberbullying to when you get to see content right there on social media that even has youth, sometimes it can find it depressing, triggers your low self-esteem. Even sometimes people use this word pressure, right? Feel intimidated. These are the negative influence of social media on youth. And let me just say this, that it's not only on teenagers, but then during our own days, even to have a smartphone is problem. All you have to focus is on books. But right now, this can be very, very distracting because they are supposed to, focus on the academics. But social media, you can have friends who can tell you that, oh, there's this series that you can watch, and then before you know it, you have to sleep, do video, all because of things like this. Even as a youth, even sometimes, I think it had to get to the point where I had to, tell myself that I have to control my phone. I have to control social media. Most times when I start to calculate the amount of money I spend on data subscription and the likes, and I'm like, even if I want to give all my energy for this, what am I receiving at the end of all these things? So if you start to just let's do this, just try to look at or monitor how many hours you spend on your phone in a day. Even my dad specifically, my dad that is is more than 65 years old, the time that he spends on social media these days, even me myself, I'm challenged. I'm like, at my age and marital status and shoe size, I'm not even doing, because he's all out there. He's always connected to his phone, on Instagram, on Facebook, and he's always telling me the recent updates and the likes. That is quite helpful. But these are things that, can actually influence us. And this has to do with it even affects the time that you sleep.
Yes.
I don't know if this has ever happened to you, when you will be like, oh, I'm going to sleep by 10, and then let me just reply this message on WhatsApp. And 12 is still okay. Sometimes I sleep around 4.
Wow.
So it's like that. So these are actually the negative parts of social media. And I will agree with the helpful parts that you mentioned. Yeah.
As a youth from a Christian background, how best can you utilize the social media?
Okay, let's say dealing with being a Christian now. How best can I use social media, right? I feel like, yes, you can use social media to share the gospel. You can use social media to reach out to people, even from your WhatsApp status. You can I know of people, let's say sometimes, post on their WhatsApp status, Jesus loves you, or when they go for Bible study and then they come back and they're like, oh, today church was great. We talked about loving this and this, and then just even share short insight of what they learned during the Bible study, and even include the Bible verses. And when someone like that, you don't even know who is going to say it. Maybe someone that has issues with maybe low self-esteem, or maybe has looked down, or someone that is lonely and just sees that on your WhatsApp status. Sometimes it can, lift that person up. So it's one of those things. I feel like you can use social media to share the gospel, preach the gospel to people, and also you can also use the social media to work on yourself, build yourself spiritually, because I feel like social media is not just for the world. It's not just for other people of the world. When I mean the world, let me just categorize it like that, the world. So you can actually use social media to, work on yourself, build yourself. There are lots of spiritual content right there. But make sure that what you're listening to or what you're watching is actually truly legit. And that has to do with your own personal relationship with God. This is not this is not a church program, so I would not want to, delve into that. But these are things that you can actually do. And also social media. People even go to church with the use of their social media, like Mixlr, even on Instagram. Churches stream live. They get to watch services live there and then. So these are things that you can use social media, to do. And also you can also use social media for your publicity. You can publicize your church or you're welcome to church, do amazing videos, put it out there, and then you get to invite people to your church. So those are just the things that you can do with social media as a Christian.
Oh, well, Joseph, do you have any other opinion on that?
By utilizing social media as a platform for propagating the Christian doctrine, one must be careful, because social media has no filter. It's just like a marketplace. If you are going into a marketplace wearing white, you have to be careful. So one should have it in mind that you are bringing your Christianity, in quotes, to social media. You are not bringing social media to your Christianity. You are capitalizing on the geographical advantage of social media. So I think that is that on that.
Okay, and you've said it all. You can actually preach the gospel on a social media, and someone can actually see your post either on WhatsApp or Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media platform, and touch and move to Christ. As a youth, how does social media make or mar your relationship?
Okay. Let me say based on experience.
Okay.
Not relation to the partner thing for now, but it will be related to the partner thing.
Okay.
But based on experience, I feel like social media has its own advantages and disadvantages on your relationship. But let me start with the disadvantages. As a female, to be precise, and as a melancholic, we are quite sensitive and we are too maybe hyperactive sometimes. So let's say in regards to relationship, in regards to my partner, social media can ruin a relationship. It can even ruin relationships. Let me start with, for example, the aspect of jealousy and envy. Let's say, for example, you feel like your partner doesn't upload your videos or your pictures on his WhatsApp status or on his Instagram, but uploads other people's, like other females' pictures and videos. To an extent, as a lady like me, you feel a little bit like a pinch on your body, right? So it's one of those things that through social media, you can become envious. You can be angry that what is the color of the problem of this person, that he does not know that he has to put me out there. But I will also say it depends on the kind of person you're dealing with. For example, me, I am a private kind of person. I am not the type that will, put my guy out there in the morning, oh my king, in the afternoon, oh my love, tomorrow morning, oh the tomatoes in my jollof rice in the evening. I'm not that kind of a person, but I need to understand the kind of person I'm actually going to deal with, right? So it depends on your love languages. But if I have someone that wants me to always put him out on my social media platforms, then it's not going to be like a timetable. It's not going to be like every day, but it's good. And then also social media too, I feel like there's a part of privacy invasion. And that's the part of where, you're dealing with a guy, I'm a lady, I might be someone that maybe maybe we went on a dinner, right? And then before I entered the location or the venue, I already took videos of my guy's face, this and this all out there, and then even the food, even to the water that we drank, and even to the bill, like the receipt. So to an extent, it might not be what the guy wants to do. He will feel like he doesn't, there are some guys that they feel somehow when they see that kind of a lady, they feel like you are just too exposed. You don't know how to put yourself together or be collected. So to an extent, that can even mar the relationship. Because you get like, oh, so imagine if I have like billions in my house and then you get to see them. So you just bring out your phone and then show people the old Nigerians, and then you invite the other people from the other world to come and collect the money from me. So those are things that can actually mar relationships. And then also, I feel like the positive side, some people feel that, you know, you can use social media to actually, you know, build relationships and also to even work on your relationship. And that's the part of where some people feel that, so if I upload my partner's picture, maybe I'm not saying every day. It's good to appreciate, but for me, I'm not saying it has to be every day.
Okay, let's hear the guy opinion.
Well, I think the whole idea is centered on the idea of understanding. It's not the advantages and the disadvantages, or what makes or mar relationship.
Yes.
In the context of social media is fluid. You can say is relative. You get some an issue related to social media that will mar a particular relationship, will make another relationship. So I think the central understanding is to navigate social media in a relationship with discretion. Discretion that comes from understanding who you are and who your partner is. So by that, you can, you know, navigate appropriately.
Well, it depends on.
But there is no straightway jacket on what can make or mar relationship in the social media context.
I feel like it depends on your preference.
Okay.
Yes.
If you mention understanding, for example, if you know you are dealing with someone who is coming from a different background, right? You have different qualities. You have yes, you have different qualities, right? It's quite different. But if you use the word understanding, yes, to an extent it's quite okay. But generally, I feel like just like you said, a man's food is what a man loves is what another person eats.
So one man's food is another man's poison.
Yes, exactly. That was what I wanted to mention. So I feel like the parts of social media to also contribute to either the success or the destruction of your relationship. A part of it. A part. Okay.
On a final note, how best do you think we can actually make use of social media, one, and then how can we actually curb spending much time on social media?
From the teenager context,
okay,
I think parental guidance is the most appropriate.
Okay.
Well, for those who don't have parents, I have no recommendation for them. But for those who are under a particular care of somebody or someone who they regard as guardian or parents, so I think the responsibility lies centrally in the hands of their guardians and the parents. That's for that on the problem associated with the teenagers. And what's the
and for the youth, how best can we use social media?
How best can we use social media?
Yes.
The opportunities associated with social media for youth, I say for adults, is enormous. It depends on how best you can tap into those advantages to suit your own life goal or agenda. For somebody who wants to write, you go to social media, you get ideas. For somebody who wants to do business, you go there, you look for business ideas, or you use social media as your marketplace. So if you are staying on social media 24 hours in a day, it won't be at your own disadvantages, or at your own disadvantage rather. So you are making money, you are establishing your business using social media. For someone who is just using it as a platform of entertainment, will be at the detriment. So adults, there are a lot of advantages that we can explore and exploit using social media.
Okay. To Mary, in just a few minutes, how best can we actually make use of it, and then to curb spending much time?
I think before you can use social media, I think if you should ask yourself these questions, or just this question: why exactly am I using social media? For me, one of the reasons why I use social media is it has to tally with my goals. Just like you mentioned that social media is a place where you can tap from, right? Don't just use social media because something is trending or because this and these are out there. If you know your goals, I'm sure that is quite direct and straightforward. And also ways that you can actually curb the excessive or addictive use of social media. When starting with teenagers, I think there should be, just like you said, parental guidance and also parental control. And also parents should also lead by example. Don't be that kind of parents that you are always stuck with your phone. When you are going out, while you're driving, you're always with your phone. These children see what they do, right? And also as a youth, I feel like it's quite important to also make sure that don't be too addicted. Don't just use social media. Don't let social media control you. Control social media.
Don't let social media control you. Control social media. And I hope our viewer out there have actually picked some things that will be helpful to you on social media. Don't be social media addicted, and you can actually view some contents that will be helpful to your career, to your spiritual life, and to so many things about you. Don't forget, the Bible said, faith cometh by hearing, and by hearing the word of God. It depends on how you make use of your social media. Thank you for joining us on Hot Button today, and thanks to Joseph and Mary for coming on the program today. I am Tayo Adeleke. Bye-bye.